What is up, everybody? Super happy to be back today. I hope everybody's doing very well. Guys, I wanted to come to you today because, as you might know, there's a lot of workouts on Tonal that you can do on Tonal that aren't in the actual library. Now, for what reason certain workouts aren't in the library, I don't know, but we all know that Tonal is expanding. This machine is absolutely phenomenal. It's incredible, guys. You can wake up and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of different stuff that was downloaded on the computer. Well, on the Tonal, and it's going to benefit you. It's like your cell phone, right? You end up getting an update, and everything is a million times better for the most part. Sometimes there's some bugs, which I've seen in Tonal, but hey, all technology has its caveats, right? So anyway, what we want to discuss today, guys, is the fact that I'm experimenting with a new type of movement. It's not new in general. It's just new to me. I've never experienced it. I've never done it. And it's something that I actually really like, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's not in the Tonal library as far as I know, and I think it could really benefit you. So today we're going to be discussing the straight arm pull down, all right? So what is the straight arm pull down? Basically, it is a way to isolate your lats. Now, you guys might know that I went from doing a reverse fly in my routine, right, which I still do once in a while. I don't want to cut it out completely. When you're working your back, you have a ton of muscles. So you want to try to maybe get a mix of different type of back movements so that you can kind of hit everything, right? But for the most part, I was doing the reverse fly, right? I then moved to the seated row. And the reason why I moved to the seated row was because I realized that my traps were not getting enough attention. And the seated row is going to hit your traps very well. It's also easy on your back. I have lower back issues. Like many other people, I have lower back issues. So I said, you know what, let me try this. Now, guys, I was doing that for a minute, and it was working out very well. But something that I didn't like was the fact that it was burning out my biceps just a little bit too much, because when you're doing the seated row, you're hitting your biceps, right? Not a lot, but you're still hitting them. And so I wasn't able to do the best that I could do, in my opinion, on my bicep day. And I like to keep biceps pretty much as a standalone day. Now, I incorporated biceps and shrugs into one day, as I've mentioned to you guys, because, hey, the arm's pretty much set up already. I can just jump from one move to the other. It's super easy. I can get a little trap activation while I'm doing my biceps. No problem. And doing my traps is not burning out my biceps more. So long story short, I can hit those two groups in one day. Guys, I am going to be discontinuing right now my seated row, just as an experiment. And what I want to do is I actually want to implement the straight arm pull down. All right, guys, so I set this up, I think, the best as I possibly could. Now, keep in mind, guys, I am no authority when it comes to form. There's a million people out there with better form than me, okay? Now, I've done some research on this movement. Keep in mind, guys, learning how to build your program. First of all, you're never going to start your training with one program and finish it with the same program. There's always room for improvement if you're looking for improvement. And you should be looking for improvement, guys. Because as you learn, as you grow, physically, mentally, emotionally, as things change in your life, your program is going to change. It should be changing. But always trying to improve, right? Always trying to improve. So there's nothing wrong with experimenting. Guys, I get asked all the time, Joe, what program do you recommend? This and that. Guys, people are so different. It's hard to give a cookie cutter routine. And that's why I always recommend you learn how to build and create your own programs, the ones you'll like. I might like the straight arm pull down, for example. You might hate it. You might like the face pull. I might hate that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's different. Everybody's different. So guys, again, with this straight arm pull down, what I am looking for in a good back movement right now in my training, just right now, because again, the back is a huge array of muscle, right? So you can use multiple movements. You can cycle them throughout your week. You can cycle them throughout every other week, whatever you want to do. What I want to do right now is find something that's going to hit my lats pretty good, right? I also specifically train rear delt on purpose. I don't train front, I don't train middle delt. I've mentioned that in the past. The reason I don't do that is because pretty much every movement that you're doing, for the most part, you're hitting front and rear and middle, front and middle delt. So I don't do any type of isolated front and middle delt movements on purpose. But rear delt is another story, because as you guys can see, I'm pretty full in the front and the middle with the delt. I'm lacking in the back, okay? So as you can see, I need to build out the back. So I actually have been doing the face pull, okay? I've been doing triceps and face pull on the same day. Hit my tris and hit my rear delts on the same day. That's the program that I've been running for a little bit now. I don't know where I'm going to implement this move into my routine. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to experiment. I recommend you guys experiment. It's important to learn yourself, right? So I don't know where I'm going to implement this yet, but I can tell you this move is going to hit your lats. This move is going to hit your rear delt. Excellent, right? 2 muscle groups at once. It's going to help you to... I also, guys, I want to mention, I don't... a couple of people have asked me, what do you do for abs? Guys, I don't do any isolated ab movements. The reason why is because you're basically working your abs just by waking up in the morning. Every single day your abs get worked without you even knowing it. Guys, if you want to see your abs lose weight, you'll see the abs. You don't have to even do a crunch. You'll see your abs if you lose enough weight. That's what it is. But this movement will also target your abs indirectly because you need to have a strong core, right? So you're working your core, you're working your rear delt, you're working your lats, and you're working some tricep. So that's why, with this move, with these straight arm pull down, so that is why I'm telling you, I don't know where I'm going to fit in with my routine. You guys know that I like to work out every muscle group at least twice a week. And you guys know that I like to work out every single day. I don't take any rest days, okay? That's just me. You don't have to do that. That's just my opinion. So when it comes to straight arm pull down, what we're going to be doing is you can use a rope. I like this bar right now, okay? Again, experiment, all right? I'm only doing this as the early stages of me using this movement. Early stages. Never in my life have I done a straight arm pull down before, okay? But I think this is a decent movement. I specifically sought out to find a movement that will hit my lats without using biceps. I want to hit my back without biceps. That's important to me because I want biceps to be a special, specific, isolated day so I can break them down like nothing else, all right? So that's important to keep in mind. That's one of the reasons why I found this movement. So you're going to take a rope, a bar. You can use the long bar. You can use the short bar, the cheater bar or the easy bar right here, right? You can use that. You can use the rope, guys. There's no specific thing that you have to use. You can even technically use isolated handles. Hook it up to each arm of tonal and now do an isolated movement, all right? You can do that. I like the cheater bar, the easy bar. I like that. The reason why is because it takes fatigue off your hands and off your forearms and off your hands and off your wrists because you can rest your hands in the groove right here. Many people might prefer to rest their hands on the point, right? You can rest your hands on the point. You can rest your hands on the groove. I have said this to you guys before, and I'll say it again. I am lazy, right? I'm lazy. So I want the easiest way, less fatigue, simplest way. I'm going to rest my hands in this groove. That makes me happy. That's what I'm going to do. If that didn't make you guys happy, I wouldn't do it. I'd find another way. But there's a million ways you can do the same thing. Said it from the beginning, guys. There always is a million ways to do the same thing. And that's good. Everybody's different. Everybody needs something in their routine that someone else won't want or, won't need. So let me just make sure the camera angle is good. We're going to get into this movement. The camera angle is good. Got the wide lens on. Looking pretty nice. Let's check this movement out. I think you guys are going to like it. Again, my form is going to be as perfect as I can get it. All right, so keep in mind, again, I'm not seasoned with this movement. But something that you want to keep in mind is when you grab the bar here, you have two options as far as what I have been experimenting with and seeing personally. This is me personally seeing this and relaying it to you guys, okay? When you grab this bar, you're going to have tonal at the highest level with the arm all the way up, right? You're going to have your bar here. You can grab it, again, whichever way you want. And you're going to, you have two options. One, you can stand relatively close to the bar like this, okay? The way I am now. And you can go like this. You're going to keep your knees slightly bent. You're going to have your core stabilized. You're going to pull down, straight arm pull down. You're not going to be bending and pushing with your shoulders, and you're not using your triceps to like force the weight down. If you were doing like a tricep extension, you're not going to do that. You're going to be going like this. Okay? You see how it's straight? Now keep in mind, guys, I've done a ton of reps already, so I'm pretty burnt out. Straight arm, right? That's one option. Now the next option I've noticed is this. You stand further back, you kind of poke your butt out, right? You see how I'm kind of poking my butt out? I'm pulling on this. When you go like this and you have this kind of an angle, it reminds you of like maybe skiing, okay? Now you're going to do this straight arm again. Okay, now, keep in mind, I'm still experimenting with it, but I've noticed there's a difference. When you stand close and you go like this, when you do that, I feel like you're actually engaging, at least with me, more tricep. When you come back here and you poke your butt out just a little bit, and you come down like this, I feel like you're engaging more of your rear delt, okay? Now with any movement, depending on the variations that you do, the slight variations, even just the way you, whether you use a supinated or pronated grip, depending on how you hold the bar or the rope, whatever, every slight variation is going to make a slight difference. And sometimes that small difference can make a huge difference when you're talking about maybe, 60 or 70 reps in a routine, right? So I don't know what I like best yet, but I can tell you that both ways of standing hit very well your lats, okay? They hit your lats really nice. They hit your rear delt very, very well. And the tricep is a little bit, it's there. The tricep is there for sure. But it's not, in my opinion, so far, enough to warrant not doing a dedicated tricep day. Now, I might wake up tomorrow, maybe my triceps will be on fire, and I'll be like, oh, wow, this is crazy. We'll see. We will see. Again, this is new in my routine. I'm looking for a place to place it, so that I can have a back workout that's not burning out my biceps. I don't want to burn out my biceps on my back day. That's annoying because then I can't give everything I can when it comes to the actual day where I want to do my biceps. It all depends on your training. It all depends on your goals. I just wanted you guys to know that this exists, that the fact you can do it on here, you're basically hitting really well 3 muscle groups in one day. That's pretty nice. It opens up your schedule so that you can implement more moves into your weekly routine, or you can have a rest day or something because you're hitting a good amount of muscle on one day and relatively effortlessly, guys. It really hits your lats very nice, very nice. But I wanted you guys to know that this exists. I wanted you to know that this is not a movement. Keep in mind, this is likely not a movement, especially if you're standing further away. If you're standing further away like this, with your butt poking out like I showed you, this is not really a movement where you're going to be able to load up on some serious heavy weight. Because you're going to fly forward. Now, if you were to come closer to the bar, right? Come closer to the tonal arm and now do it, you can load up on some much heavier weight, if you so chose, without worrying about flying forward. You can probably even put the bench, if you wanted, put the bench underneath the arm, sit on the bench, and now do a variation of this straight arm pull down. Keep in mind, the closer you are to the arm, the more weight you're going to be able to do. The further away you are, the less weight you're going to be able to do. It's just like if you're holding a heavy box, right? Let's say I got this 500-pound tissue box right here. If you're walking around and holding it like this, like la-di-da-di-da, you're going to fall forward, you're going to hurt your lower back because it's going to put strain on it. That's why when you hold something heavy, you hold it close so that it's stabilized by your core. You are using less energy to hold it, try to stabilize it out here. Same thing goes with tonal. The closer you are to the arm, the more weight you're going to be able to do on a move. The further away you are, the less weight, okay? So guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys appreciate it. I'm looking for a way to implement this into the plan. As soon as I do, I'm going to let you guys know where I implemented it, if I even decide to keep it. I'm going to be doing experimenting. And guys, that is part of the process to building a good plan. You guys might jump on a tonal plan and be like, oh, this is great, the trainers are awesome, but I just don't really feel this move. Well, guys, that's why tonal implemented the subbing out of movements. You guys might have noticed when you go to do a plan on tonal, if you don't like a certain move, it gives you the option to swap out for a similar move. That's why. That's why, because not everyone's going to be the same. Not everybody's body's the same. People have injuries. People get bored with certain movements. We're all different, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. So keep that in mind. I hope all of you are doing really well, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon at another video. Guys, I'm going to do a dedicated video on this soon, just a dedicated video, but I'm going to thank you all in advance. You people, you amazing people who watch this channel, you wonderful human beings who subscribe. Guys, I can't even thank you enough for the love that you guys have shown me through the comments, the love that you guys have shown me through the subscribing, the love that you guys have shown me through the private messaging, everything. I can't thank you guys enough. So many of you guys have bought me coffee. I'm getting coffee every day. Thank you. I don't deserve it, but I appreciate it. And I want you guys to know that. Again, I'm going to be doing a dedicated video on this to say thank you to you guys, because I don't deserve it. And I appreciate you guys, every single last one of you. Please forgive me if it is a little bit slow these days. It's slower than usual as far as my availability to make content, because there's a lot going on in life. You all mean more to me than you know. The kindness and love that 99.999% of you show is undeserved, and I hope I can just give it back in some way. All right, guys? Be safe. Talk to you all soon, and I will catch you all at the next video.